Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.
Let's get into the LSU Bowl. ReliaQuest Bowl, the artist formerly known as the Outback Bowl. It's in Tampa, Florida. It's going to be in Raymond James. And ESPN.com put it out there. They did like a little bit about every single bowl game, kind of some early predictions, what they thought the score might be, a little write-up. And for this bowl game, by the way, it's going to be on New Year's Day. It's going to be a noon Eastern kick on ESPN2. Wisconsin's rocky first season under Coach Luke Fickell ended on a positive note with wins over Nebraska and Minnesota. A Badgers defense that ranks 18th nationally in points allowed faces the nation's top offense in LSU, which eclipsed 40 points in 8 contests. Opt-outs are definitely a storyline for LSU, as quarterback Jaden Daniels and others face decisions about playing in the bowl. Wisconsin knows it will be without all Big Ten running back Braylon Allen, who is off to the NFL. Even if LSU is shorthanded, it should have enough to outlast Wisconsin in Tampa, and they predict the score to be LSU 35, Wisconsin 24. I expect LSU to win this game. They're going to have some opt-outs. That's just going to happen. We don't know who yet. Brian Kelly's talked about that. They'll find that information over the next couple of days. Like they probably, I would assume, would have had maybe a bowl practice get-together this weekend, but the Heisman Trophy ceremony probably changes all of that. You're going to have basically your offensive staff that's gone up in NYC for Jaden Daniels, as they should be. So maybe that delays some of that conversation, but you got to go win. Just go win. Wisconsin's not good. They're 7-5 this year. I think Luke Fickell's a hell of a football coach. He's going to get them on the right path. It might be as soon as next year. It ain't this year. And their best player, Braylon Allen, right? He would have given you fits because of the style that he runs the football. He ain't playing in this game. If Jaden sits out and you've got Garrett Nussmeier at the helm, right? You can have that offensive line because they're all coming back for the most part, and I don't expect any opt-outs there. You're going to have more than enough to go out there and be successful. What does the receiver room look like? I don't know. Malik Neighbors has said he wants to come back and play in the bowl game, and I understand why. He wants to be the all-time leading receiver in LSU history. He's already got receptions. He wants to be yards. And that might not mean something everywhere, but I'll be damned if it doesn't mean something here. We could go through the list of receivers. Hell, if we just go back in the last decade and we go Odell and Jarvis and Jets and Jamar Chase, like that's all. We could just go back 10 years. You're talking about elite company. You're talking about guys that have done it at the highest level on Sundays, right? So to be that number one, he'd be taking it over from Josh Reed. And a lot of LSU fans remember when Josh Reed and Rohan were hooking up, man, I did not know that we'd ever see production like that. I mean, it was like a cheat code when you watch Josh Reed go against that Alabama team and setting records. So he holds the record right now. Malik Neighbors potentially could play in this game to go out there and break that record. You've got a slew of running backs. I don't know which ones are available, but you know you've got a lot of running backs, including young players that are going to be available to you. Defensively, I wouldn't expect anybody to opt out of this game. I would assume that you've got, healthy bodies available there as well. What improvements can you make during bowl practice? You've got a later bowl game, so you're going to have more opportunity to kind of evaluate your own roster as you get ready for the roster management portion of it as well. You should have every advantage in this game against Wisconsin. Yes, they have the nation's 18th best defense, but they played in the Big Ten West, where you've got some of the worst offenses in America. All right? I'm not trying to throw slide at them. That's just what it is. All right? You play in a division with Iowa and Minnesota and all of these teams that are just deficient on the offensive side of football. Right? Illinois, Purdue. We can go down the list. Go win the bowl game. Go get to 10 victories. That was your goal. After you lost your third game, you've mentioned it multiple times, and I agree. Go get to 10 victories. Is this season what you wanted it to be? Probably not. You had high expectations. You're not that far away, though. And if you go 10-3, right, you were 10-4 a year ago, you stay on track. You got a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. You've got momentum that you've created in this season, certainly offensively. You can't be as bad as you were defensively, and you're staying on the path that you've tried to stay on. After a couple of seasons, 1 year 500, won your one game under 500 after a bowl loss, for the next two, for you to win 10 games, that's where you have to start to climb. Now, the expectation at LSU is always going to be to win SEC championships, to play in that game, and to win national championships and to play in a playoff. But remember, even within this season, in which there's been some disappointment, you were on the verge, if there was a 12-team playoff, of getting in. You're going to have the benefit of the doubt. Not that much has to change for you to be right back into the playoff. Winning this bowl game is important to the bottom line of the momentum of LSU's kind of future, not only in this offseason, but in the near future when we start talking about who's coming here through the portal, what is next year's high school recruiting class, right? You can recruit off 10 wins. I think LSU has every advantage in this bowl game. Would love to see them go out there and close it out.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy the